I feel like Big Boss is too easy to get to. I don't know. It doesn't feel like Queen in auto chess. It just feels... It feels a little too accessible. I don't know. Like, auto chess is cool. Like, at the start, it's like Queen was this, like, kind of legendary thing, and it took people, like, months to actually get it. Whereas, like, this is, like... I mean, everyone's Big Boss already, right? Like, I've played, like, half my normal hours since Ranked System came out. Feels like experience instead of MMR. A bit. It just feels like it caps too early. Like, that's the problem. It's weird. It's like there isn't really, like, a Queen. I think it is MMR, but it's so easy to get to the top of the tier system. My friend got Big Boss in under 50 hours. Yeah. Which is, like, that just seems too easy. I don't mind opening Drow either. Wouldn't mind doing a bit more Hunters. I mean, Hunters are pretty good. I wanna try to, like, show you guys some more different stuff. I'm like I said, I'm not going Goblins anymore. Okay, this is fine. Embarrassment round 1 is great. So let's actually can you guys remind me about embarrassment? I want to actually track this. So you can mathematically express embarrassment as kind of a lot of nothing here. You can mathematically express embarrassment as 25% of the difference between the highest and the second highest option per pack, minus the opportunity cost of what you gave up. The opportunity cost in that pack was that was a good pack, right? Was that Blightstone and Chainmail, or was that Chainmail and something else? I saw Chainmail. But either way, like, the opportunity cost is high, so you're comparing it to a Chainmail. So we can basically start tracking. I want to do this for, like, every item set for this game, I think. So let's start actually tracking that difference, okay? So we look at this. We look at the best item versus the second best item. Best item is Arcane Boots. Second best item is Gloves of Haste. We're trying to express, like, a quarter of the difference between that, and that's a pretty big deal. Arcane Boots is, I think, quite a bit better than Gloves of Haste. So we take a quarter of that difference. If we assign, like, for example, a linear value to those. And as an example, it's kind of hard to do it properly. You just kind of have to estimate. But as an example, let's say Chainmail is a 6, Gloves of Haste is a 4, and Arcane Boots is like an 8 or something like that. Like, I'm ass pulling here. But there is, like, a numerical value you could basically just put them at as a generalization for, like, scores, right? So basically, in this case, it got us a quarter of the difference. So far, it has gotten us the quarter of the difference between Arcane Boots and Gloves of Haste, which is 4 by that model. So we've paid a Chainmail. We've paid 6 so far, and so far we've gotten 1 point. Right? If you get what I'm saying. Tooth and Claw. Is it too early to commit to Tooth and Claw? I feel like Tooth and Claw is pretty okay. So now we would do that again. We would, like, look at the best. It's kind of hard in that one because I don't know if Tooth and Claw was even the best one. But we would look at the best difference, the second best, divide that by 4, and then add that to the total, which we're, like, subtracting the Chainmail from. So we got 1 point in that case, and that already felt good. To be perfectly honest, I don't know if Embarrassment of Riches is really that good. It certainly feels good. But, like, look at what just happened in that second pack. That was good for us. That was lucky. And Embarrassment only got us like effectively 1 point in that model, right? Again, that's a ass pulled estimation, but yeah, we should have leveled up and put in both AMs. This guy has 5 units. We might get punished. It gets better as the game goes on, though. Yeah, I know, but that was a good case for it. That was like well above average, and I mean, losing a chainmail isn't a good. Yeah, not having an AM here might have cost us this one. Yep. Yeah, that cost us. We should have won this. Should have leveled up and just put in the AM because I'm not. There's no reason to buy these. There's nothing else I'm doing with my gold if I'm not buying these. So it's warriors or assassins, maybe. This is weird. We're just 2-ofing everything, dude. We don't have a knight, so Quap feels better than CK. Don't have a 3rd assassin, so it's not nuts. Now I don't even think I can put anything in. I think I just needed 2 of my stuff. I'm just playing pair gaming. Well, you beat that board. It's not all bad. So early game, it's best to buy up all the units? Good question. Not exactly. If you feel like you don't know what you're doing yet, this is how you need to play, yes. But if you already know what you're doing, I guess I can like preempt the level up here actually, just so I can make room for 1 more unit. That sort of makes sense. Actually, I guess I didn't need to even level up for that. This is weird. Do I want the CK? I don't even think I do, actually, because now my Bloodseeker's leveled up. I want to pair this with an Assassin, which means I'm in Quap. And this is, like, unlike a 1-star, this will actually cost me gold to resell. That can't be worth it. This is a messy board. I might have had interest there as well. Early game Batrider is good. We don't really know what we're doing. We are basically all over the place. And it's really important in these early games, when you're all over the place, you need to... I mean, you need to figure out what the hell your plan is. I'm still on 2 of everything. Skipping that interest to try to give me more time to figure out what my plan is definitely viable at this stage. You normally really want to play for interest, but keeping options open when you don't know what you're doing means... it's just better when you don't know where your build is going yet. So to win this board, we need more Quaps. This looks like it could just end up being an assassin game. I think it's too important to buy the Quap just to be able to win the board. And I think at this point we can sell out of the drows. We don't care about this axe, but we do need to sell more than just 1 unit to ensure we hit this interest point. We need to buy the Quap before the round because we want to put her in for the round. And Drow has less of a chance of being good. We can't really curve into Hunters early. A level 2 Batrider will do more than a level 2 Quap early if we do actually complete it. Look at how good Quap is, dude. Dude, we were not that far from winning that. I don't think buying these really does anything for us. I mean, I don't think I'd complete Luna if I did buy it. So we got a Morphling, which improves our board a decent bit, because this pairs a lot of things. It gives us reason to have a Tiny, we get up to Assassins. If we want to keep winning, which we do, we want to level here to put in another unit. And then we want to sell up to interest again. And in this case, I think it's probably the Enchantress and the Axe. Pretty simple. We want to keep our pairs alive. We're just going to do this. Okay? So here we finally have a bit more direction. We can level up there because now we need to keep our we less need options now that we more so know what we're doing, right? The need for option diminishes. So we can level up there, and that's important because we need to play for this interest point no matter what we're doing. But feeling like we can level up is really nice. We win this board, and I kind of don't want... There's no point in buying these right now, because I think... I mean, even if I get them to level 2, I'm probably not even playing them. Like, I guess I'd play a level 2 tank, and I probably wouldn't even. Like, I feel I'm pretty in Assassins at this point, and it feels a little inescapable. So we found a direction. This is, I think this like last few minutes has been a really good example of like how you need to play the early game when options aren't being provided for you. Because when you find what you're looking for and when you know what you're doing from an early point, it's completely different. I think we can sell aggressively here. Because look at this. We know, we feel so solid on what we're doing that now we're doing the opposite. Now we're like playing out of bench. We're playing for pocket, interest, bank instead of bench, because now we're like, okay, we know what we're doing. We don't care about keeping these options open. Our board is good. We know what we're going to want moving forward. We can buy up these. We don't need the Bat Riders or the Anti-Mage, even though they pair up and even though they're nice when they do, because we have a direction and now we play for interests. So definitely think about the early game like this. Second Arcane Boots. Okay. I think a single Anti-Mage honestly does more. Clicked too late. Yeah, that was really awkward. I thought I clicked that in time. I don't know why that happened. I was like watching the bar as I clicked. I guess it's just like weird. Maybe it's just like the bar kind of like, because it's diminishing from both sides, it's like isn't that how like health bars work in some video games? It feels like an optical illusion. It feels like exponential, because as it gets closer and closer, it like kind of collapses on itself. I really thought I clicked that in time. I don't think I'm really going to want these. I actually would prefer to play for interest. Interested points are really important. Think of it like, I mean, like, I don't even want the Enchantress. Whereas the tree, I would be buying it basically for 4 coins instead of 3. But it might even be more than 4, because interest kind of like scales up, right? So look at the situation. We have a level 2 Tiny, which means the necessity for Druids is lower. We're going to be slower about slotting them in, right? Because we have the level 2 Tiny, and that's kind of our front line. You know, it pairs with Primordials instead of pairing with Beast Elves, which is less good, of course. But it's sort of like, it means when we're at level 7, we won't need a Druid, because we'll have Tiny plus our 6 Assassins. You know, I mean, maybe Tiny could even go to level 3. I don't know. Let's think about this interest point. Can we get this interest points? So, to get this interest points, now we sell both of the AMs to put in the PA. And I think this is just worth it. I think AM actually does more than PA on this board. PA picks up assassin buffs, so you would think she does more. But AM's kind of crazy. Like, canceling demons plus stealing someone's mana is really good. The early boards that this board will lose to are ones that will use mana. Stuff like Goblin Mechs. That will mess me up. So AM really helps. I think I did actually just make my board a little bit weaker. Probably. It's debatable. Maybe it's about the same. But either way, it's what you need to do for the interest point. Now we can just go ahead and pick up these other ones. Aren't using 2 demons. So the trick with demons is if it's 2 of the same demon, that doesn't cancel out their benefit. So now the first question, if you're watching, like the first question we always have to ask ourselves is, can we hit this interest point, right? So can we hit this interest point? I don't really want to sell anything on my bench. So really, I don't think this interest point is necessarily worth it. It would be like I'd have to sell all 3 of these things on my bench, which is okay. But then I'd also have to go on to win this round if I wanted to even get the interest points, which might not even happen. So I think we can buy these. That's fine. Keeping the Bloodseeker benched has value because even though 4 Bloodseekers is not a ton, if we get like a 5th one in the next like 3 rounds, I feel like we can go to Bloodseeker 3, and that's a big deal. So in this case, we didn't hit this interest point. It's also worth noting that later interest points are just less worth it than early ones, right? Like, I'll go out of my way to hit like the 10 or the 20 gold interest, because when you hit those interest, it makes it easier. It's compounding. It's like a snowball effect. It makes it easier to then hit other points of interest, right? Like we hit the 30-point interest, we hit the 40-point interest, and now it's like, well, we could hit this 50, but this is the only one that we know we won't need another point afterwards. It's the last point of interest, right? So we can relax here. We can, just buy the units we want and chill. Now we're around 15, which means we get even more time to chill. Let's go ahead and reverse our board. Try to do as good as possible against these wolves. We want Morphling in the front line here against wolves, because of course Morph will do the it'll stun them with Primordial. Sorry, I have brain problems sometimes when I talk. Yeah, my Primordials are doing well here. I wonder if this is losable. If Primordial doesn't trigger anymore, I think I lose, right? No, that was good. He turned and attacked the Morphling, and Primordial procced right away. I think I actually had lost this game if that hadn't happened. I think I actually... Holy shit. Dude, wolves are scary. What the heck? Huh. Oh, never punished. These are the only 2 I was never going to click on. Man, Vanguard is so much better than Mask, but we're in Assassins, right? Mask on Slark is like kind of this neat thing, isn't it? Vanguard is such a better item than Mask, though, in general. It's like, can this beat that? I don't know if it can. And Bloodseeker. I mean, you have 3 Mask targets in here. Reasonably speaking, Slark is the only one that goes crazy with Mask. Bloodseeker doesn't really do that well with Mask. He prefers damage items to attack speed items. His ability gives him a lot of attack speed, so he needs damage to pair with it. Where Slark's ability scales off of his own attack speed, so he just wants more and more attack speed, basically. It's really good on Slark, and it's decent on Bloodseeker and PA. And yeah, it's not bad, but I don't know if for those 2 it would be worth it than having a Vanguard on someone else. Attack speed on Bloodseeker is suicide. Suicide? Why is it suicide? It doesn't make him die faster. Okay, here we can level. So it's a bit of a weird one. We could get our druids aligned, but our druids aren't pairing to anything. I honestly wouldn't even mind just chucking a level 1 tiny in. Moist.
Hi there. Never watched you before, Dota Underlords. Great educational commentary and positive attitude.
I'm not normally this educational. You're high rolling. It's funny because I also contradicted the positive attitude by saying that. Okay. No, that's fine. No, I make efforts. I wanna try to be better. I think my last 2 streams are actually kind of shitty. I'm not even gonna lie. So here's another level 2 tiny. The scales really well. Here's a Slark over level 1 Quap, which picks up a better mom target. However, in this case, I think I would rather have a level 1 Quap than a level 1 Slark. I think like when you add the difference, so Quap is better than Slark at level 1, and Mask of Madness is better on Slark than PA, but it's a level 1 Slark, and it's just not the difference between Slark and Quap is higher than the difference between Mask of Madness on level 2 PA and level 1 Slark. I could argue Mask of Madness might even be better on level 2 PA than level 1 Slark. You really want to put items on heroes that are more survivable, and also level 2s just deal more damage, so they do better with attack speed. It's probably even better on level 2 PA than level 1 Slark, honestly. Is Mom good on Bloodsuka? It could be. It's possible it's better than PA. I think I'd rather have it on PA, though. I don't know. Maybe it's better than Bloodseeker. I don't have enough experience because Bloodseeker is this new hero. It's interesting, to say the least. So what we're really looking for is 6 assassins. 6 assassin perk is insane. I want to actually break this math down. If you're a new player, this math is really important. So at 3, your assassins are all getting 20% DPS. At 6, your assassins are all getting 60% DPS. That's a gigantic power spike. You triple up. 3 assassins are shit, 6 assassins are actually good, right? If you actually like math it out. We don't even have to look at 9. What's the DPS increase on 9? It's like you gain a 30, so it's 30% of your hits will hit 400 extra. So it's like every 9 hits, 3 of them. So it's like 21 to 9. I'm doing this math in kind of a roundabout way, but it's like 117% or something like that. But either way, it doesn't really matter because 9 assassins is shit. You need room for other things. It's 120%. Yeah, 120 sounds right. I did the math in a weird way, and I estimated at 2 different points in it. I don't know why I did that math so weird, but it's like, yeah, So if we get scaled from this, that might change our build to get us out of druids. %500% times 0.3 plus 0.7 equals 2.2. Yeah, that's the normal way to do the math. Here's Brooch of the Aggressor even. I think this is the best item here. I think Arcane Boots don't really work well with Assassins, and Hood of Defiance is... Ugh. Our mage is so good that Hood of Defiance is just like auto grab. I hate this. Maybe that was just dumb of me, but... So now that I'm level 8, the most important thing is actually securing the 6 assassin bonus. Because like I said, it's a big power spike. So now we've got the 6 assassin bonus. The level 2 Tiny is going to be better than the level 1 Quap. I took out the wrong hero there. But we got the TA, which is nice. I think we can probably just not even collect Nature's Profits at this point. Isn't Hood pretty nice for jumping into AoEs? I mean... You're not really jumping into AoEs. AoEs hit assassins just as much as they hit normal things. So we want to increase the power of our board right now. We're not going Viper because this card blows. More Queen of Pains is good. I missed the Sand King. That's a bit of a rip. We can sell out of the Bounty Hunter because we're just never really using it. We're never going back for Bounty at this point. Bounty and Bloodseeker in Assassins are meant to kind of like supplement your early game. And if one of them looks like it's on path for a level 3, you can keep it on the board. It's possible I underrate Bloodseeker. It's possible this unit is actually part of what's supposed to be your 6-unit comp. It's kind of hard to fit in because it has a dead tag. It's got the human tag, which you can't really pair. And it's not really worth pairing even if you could. I don't know, humans are a little hard to evaluate. But here we're just looking for like upgrades. Quap upgrade is nice. TA puts us on another upgrade. TA upgrade is nice. I think with those two, I do actually think we should be fine to chill for a bit. I think we should be winning boards now. So we're still at maximum interest. Part of the reason I'm stopping is because we're at 50 flat, which is just good interest point. So we can look at our long-term plan here. You always need to know like what you're thinking ahead and doing, okay? So it's like we have 2 tinies, 6 tinies, I say, 6 quaps, which means, you know, we're on path for like multiple level 3s. This makes rolling pretty good. Looks like people have quite good boards this game because like I'm still losing and I feel like my board is very online at this point, but I've lost like 3 in a row. Coming from Gwent, but I really like your streams. Would you give a TLDR of this game so I can better understand the gameplay? I don't know shit about the Dota universe. TLDR is basically you slap together some dudes. You complete sets and tribes. Sets are 3 of combinations of the same dude, and you make a bigger dude. Tribes are like these little things. I guess they're called a something. It starts with ass. I don't know what it... I don't remember what the rest of the word is. It starts with ass. But you complete your ass, and you get these online, and these buff all your other dudes, and then your dudes just automatically battle their dudes. So it's kind of like a set collecting game. Alliances? Okay, it doesn't start with ass. I thought it was... Never mind. Yeah, it's alliances. We're actually getting a little plowed here. This is pretty bad. I mean, I might need to be rolling down a lot more aggressively. I'm pretty surprised we're doing so poorly. I mean, it looks like everyone is. Like, everyone's just getting reamed. This guy's just chilling. Nice build, dude. So he's got Kunkka Drow. He's got 3 Mask of Madnesses? I think I probably should take the normal path here. I should just go into Druids, I think. I can go into Druids and Tiny as well. Just like try to roll down. Quap. Kunkka's considerable. I missed that Morphling. Not looking for more TAs. Skill Basher's nice. Try to equip that right away. Wants to be on Bloodseeker, actually. So we got the Quap 3. Something kind of like this. Not exactly perfect. I think I should have sold Bloodseeker at the last second. But this is a major power spike. I think we shouldn't be able to lose fights anymore. So we just completed a lot of things all at once. And now we just start playing for Econ again. And because we're not in Bloodseeker anymore, we just didn't end up finding the 5th one, right? Remember I was saying like we had 4 Bloodseekers. If we find the 5th one, then we're on track for level 3. We didn't. We're not on track for this. We got to sell out of this. And we missed this interest point by not selling it quick enough. So, I mean, I guess I'll keep it in case I find like 3 more in this next pack. Okay, so yeah, we're out of Bloodseeker. This Tiny is going to level 3, so it's doing well. And at this point, we should just be chilling. I missed a Morphling, which was really dumb. At this point, we're just looking for, like, items, basically. And we have to econ back up to try to, like, gain control of the situation. Mask of Madness always wants to be on Slark. Hood of Defiance wants to be on someone squishy who wants to stay alive. I think a lot of people fall into the trap with stuff that gives, like, armor or magic resist and health regen. Like, immediately the thought is, oh, if I put it on a hero that's tanky, it'll effectively double its effective HP against magic damage or physical damage, therefore it's better. And the problem with that line of thinking is that when all of your squishy heroes die, having like one hero at the end getting gangbanged lasting a bit longer does not help you. So you would rather try to tank up stuff that's squishy that you want to be able to be sure gets a spell off. Sand King in this case could die before it gets Burrow Strike off, and this increases the chances of helping. Yeah, the top guy has a level 3 Bloodseeker. I mean, the triple mom is kind of gross. Dude, triple mom. I don't know, this feels bad. I think we're second placing this. We're not losing to any other board. We're not ranking up more PAs. Honestly, I might as well just sell this PA and buy this other Bloodseeker. The odds of completing this Bloodseeker are low, but it's not even costing me interest at this point, and the PA is, like, even less useful. At this point, basically, the only thing we're completing is Tiny, and then, like, 2 Morphlings or 2 Lone Druids looks good. We're just looking for 1 Tiny. What we're econing here? Thoughts on Gangbang? I'm not really into it, honestly. I prefer like more, you know, nice Christian forms of porn. I don't know. This is a really crazy lobby. There's 2 people with absolutely like disgusting builds. This guy has mages. Everyone in this lobby has had pretty good RNG, including me. It feels like we should be kind of demolishing, and these 2, like the bottom 4 people, I think bottom 3. This guy's, what the fuck? This is a crazy lobby, dude. This is actually an insane lobby. I don't know. I mean, I can't even really do anything with gold at this point. Leveling up Tiny wouldn't be terrible. But I'm not even close to stuff. I'm not close to Sand King, Morphling, or Lone Druid. They're not outs. I think it's important to identify what an out is. Rolling is good when you're looking for like when you're on like 2 or 3 outs, like 2 good outs or 3 medium outs ish. An out is a singleton unit that improves your board immediately, usually in the form of completing a set, but sometimes in the form of completing an alliance, right? When I say set, I'm referring to a 3 of a kind. That is a poker terminology for you guys. Okay? So what are my outs here? My outs are Tiny. Tiny is an out that immediately improves my board in a 1 of capacity. But Morphling, Sand King, and Lone Druid aren't really outs. They're more like runners. To use a poker... Okay, I'm done. But basically, because I'm not really close to stuff, rolling is less tangible than just econing, right? Because now I have to just hope my board does well enough on its own to be fine. And now we're on round 30, so this is kind of the breath of fresh air round. The creep rounds are just breaks. And you really, it feels good to plan your game plans and timings around creep rounds, right? Because like if I'm econing and then I'm thinking about rolling, if I'm on 28, I'm like, okay, there's a creep round, and like if I can just do decent in 2 rounds, I got a creep round. That's a free econ round. It's free interest. It doubles my interest. Because I don't need to do anything on the creep round to win, right? So we double up on interest, and then on 31, maybe I'll roll down. And when you think about it, it's really important. Radiance has to just be busted, right? It's really important to sort of think about the game in that way, that when you're on like round 31, 26, the ones right after creep rounds, this is where it's a good idea to be rolling down typically. And I do think we should do it here. I don't think adding in an extra hero is even really going to help that much. I think, like, we have to just try to complete stuff. There's Tiny. Maybe we can econ again, actually. Because we need to spend time adjusting our items anyway, now that Tiny is our Radiance character. So, here's the top guy. Queuing into the top guy... Oh, no, wait. This is a different Assassin's guy. This isn't the level 3 Bloodseekers guy. It's the level 3 Morphling guy. Okay, so I'm the level 3 Quap guy. This is the level 3 Morphling guy. And this is the level 3 Bloodseeker guy. And then down here, we have the casual level 3 Batrider, Chaos Knight, and Witch Doctor guy. Dude, if this guy actually comes back from the brink and wins, that would be quite crazy. What's rolling down? Rolling is when you refresh your shop, and rolling down is spending your money. Money goes down, rolling happens, is rolling down. But now it's like we completed two outs. Well, 1.5 outs, because Morphling was like a half out at the time. Now we completed what we were looking for. So now it's like, now maybe we econ up to level up to 10 and put in the 10th hero slot. You remember I was saying leveling is what you're doing when rolling is not that good anymore. Well, rolling just got a lot worse. Our board just got most of the improvement it can get. We're still looking for 2 more Lone Druids, and we're still looking for 2 more Sand Kings, but they're not outs, right? They're not outs. They need to, like, we need 2 Lone Druids and 2 Sand Kings. That's going to take a lot of money to roll down to find them. Whereas in this case, now that rolling is less good, maybe we need to look into leveling. Remember, leveling is good when rolling and econing isn't good. However, econing happens to still be good right now, because rolling's not good, but if we want to level, we need to econ first. So maybe a few rounds until econing. Maybe we wait until 36, time it with the creep wave like I was just talking about. If we can last that long, if our board can kind of carry us, it looks like this guy is starting to fall off. His Bloodseeker's not doing so well, but the Sand King might change things, because this kind of gives me another out. So now maybe I'm thinking, okay, I got a free Sand King. Sand King upgrade is actually good for this board. Maybe maybe that singleton out is worth rolling for, and I don't think the answer is yes. I don't think so. It's like 1.5 outs, because like my Lone Druid 2 of is like half an out. I think it can be fair to call it half an out. And I'm okay. I'm at 23 health. I've bought myself enough time to just chill for economy, I think. My board is quite good. I have a level 3 Tiny with a Radiance. I'm not even sure we're losing any boards, let alone, like, you know, having to feel like we have to, you know, tear up our economy just for this. Look at this. We were able to beat this guy at the bottom. This guy at the top is now lose streaking down to us. You know, we can see he's not doing too well here. But it also gives a 3-star. Yeah, the Lone Druid out is sort of like doubly important. Not every out is necessarily equal. That's a good point. And now it's like, okay, we're on 34. So we want to level to 10. We want to try to find a good thing to put in. A good thing is probably a level 2 of something, like a level 2 Kunkka, a level 2 Enigma. I don't know. We're going to need a lot of money for that. We're probably going to win this next round. If we don't, it's okay, right? If we don't win the next round, it's going to be all right. Because we have 23 health. And the most important thing is right after this next round, there's the creep round, right? It's going to be round 35, gives us a free round. Think about it like double interest. If we survive, if we just cool on our interest this round, we double up on it next round. Okay, if we die, if this guy has that item. Okay, that was a little monka. I did not think that would go that poorly. Oops, I literally misclicked. I meant to level twice. My finger was in the wrong spot. That's... so fucking holy shit. Okay, that was pretty bad. Anyway, my point stance is that 35 is where we're good. Pretty sure we beat this other assassin guy at this point. Our assassin build is just better than his. He's kind of trolling. Like, he got 3 Mask of Madnesses, but he went Drow instead of PA, which is just silly. He actually got such good RNG. He just built it wrong. He's got, like, Pudge and Tidehunter for some reason instead of Druids. If he went Druids, he would win this game easily, I think. Or at least finish second to Mages. He's probably finishing second to Mages either way. So Mages are basically our issue right now. I think we beat the guy that's not running Mages. High roll a BKB. Can Slark BKB actually be worth it over Quap? So now we need to get a Naga online. I don't think this is the way to do that. This was dumb. It's the assassin guy. It feels kind of bad. We didn't really get much. We like paired up on Tidehunters and we paired up on Druids, but we have no upgrade on this board. If I queue into the assassin guy, I'll beat him no matter what. Which makes me think there's no way that pairing Nagas isn't correct. It really does have to be. And that's why it's really nice having the Slark here to just like give me the Naga I need. I'm only keeping Medusa in case I like get 3 Medusas before Tidehunter, which happens more often than not. This is why Tidehunter is a worse hero than Medusa typically. Yeah, look at that. That is Medusa. So now if I roll, we're gonna like, I'm ready to sell something immediately. There is a consideration to just sell that Tidehunter there. I think I needed to sell that Tidehunter just to increase my board presence for literally this next fight. This game's ending so goddamn quickly. I can't play for any amount of future potential. I need to just play for right now and just like sell this Tidehunter. Probably was the correct play. So I'll call that a misplay, but it looks like it ended up fine. I don't know. It's possible my board is actually totally good against mages now, and this wasn't a misplay. But I think I'm supposed to just not take any risks at all. Obviously, like the Tidehunter is really important. So let's now we can kind of focus more on positioning. I want to respect mages. I think like we can beat mages, but only if we are able to kind of be more in their face. I do think I need Tidehunter to get the hood, most importantly. It doesn't even matter who Octarine is on. Tidehunter just needs to not get blown up before his thing. So, Tidehunter now survives. That toss is brutal. We didn't get Ravage off. That's pretty bad. This Radiance is putting in a lot of work. See on the DPS charts. Level 3 Quap going off. Cooldown reduction item on TA. That's pretty dumb. TA, unless there's some interaction I don't understand, she is really mana starved. Because she doesn't gain mana when refraction is going off. So you want cooldown item to be on something with a long cooldown and not a short cooldown. So something like Burrow Strike that actually has a chance of like going off. Yeah, otherwise it would be good on TA. But TA does really well with something like a Void Stone, but doesn't really work well with something like that. And I should have been rolling for the Tidehunter upgrade. I'm just kind of talking at the same time. But that's okay. Tidehunter upgrade would be a big deal. I think we would automatically just like win this game on the spot if we had it. Looks like we got blown out of our Tiny here. Wow, that's really sad. Man, I feel like we were really close to finishing first. We definitely could have played better at like... We made like very small mistakes, like two small mistakes. Like there was a little misclick and you know, like a couple points where I'm like kind of talking, so I'm making small mistakes. Like I could have rolled twice and maybe I could have found the Tidehunter there. But I feel like we were favored even at the end. So that was a bit awkward. Either way, I think that's a good demonstration of kind of how to play. And I know some of you guys are going to be laughing at me like, haha, Swim, you're so stupid. Spend less time talking to chat and spend more time playing the video game. But I think it's more important that you guys are learning. Like, even if it's like, even if I have to like mess up and, you know, that's okay with me.